Welcome everyone to our Salesforce Apex programming webinar. My name is Shelly Sharma and I'm a customer success manager at SPTech. A brief introduction about our company. SPTech is a Salesforce consulting service based in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. And we are listed as a top 10 consulting service on a Salesforce Apex program. And you can follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest update. And we are absolutely excited to host this webinar on Salesforce Apex programming. Let's get started. And I would invite our speaker and coach, Mr. Sanjay Gupta. He has a 16 plus years of experience in education, Salesforce consulting, and a training industry. So, Sanjay.
Welcome everybody. So as you all know, my name is Sanjay Gupta, and this is part 2 of Epic's programming session. So in last session, we discussed about basics of Epix, like what all data types are available. And in today's session, we will be discussing about two main topics, that is SOQL and DML. So from UI, like you can create lots of data. And if you want to play around with that data through code, so we have two options for that. The one is SOQL and another one is DML. Okay, so this is my introduction. Currently, I am running my own foundation, that is Sanjay Gupta Tech School, and I'm working as manager in a consulting firm, and having total 16 plus years of experience and having 6 certifications as well. So now first topic will be SOQL. So SOQL is basically Salesforce object query language. So if you have created a data set under particular object, and you want to just fetch that data through code, so we can use SOQL in different ways, right? So I'm going to show you how we can apply that. So this is our org, and I'm on developer console. So at the bottom, you can see we have query editor. If I click on this tab, so here we can write SOQL. So let me show you accounts tab. And here we have lots of records. Okay. Now, if you want to fetch this information in the backend, so suppose you want to apply some business logic, and you need to fetch data in the backend. So for that purpose, you will be applying SOQL. So you can write select, then fields, ID, name, rating, industry, from, account. So this is the basic syntax. You need to provide comma separated API names of the fields. Then after from, you need to provide object API. And then if you click on execute, okay, so there is some error rating. Okay, so if there is any error and you are not sure with the API name, so what you can do, simply go to object manager. Then you can open particular object, go to fields and relationships, and you can just search for that field. I think it is correct. So let me just remove and then run it. Okay, now it is running. So let me put it back. Okay, right now it is giving some issue. Don't know why, because here you can see API name is rating. So if you use that, so it will be showing you the data. So right now you can see we have ID for total 12 records. We have all the names, and here we have industry. Wherever industry field is populated, we can see the value. If it is not populated, then blank is available, right? So this is the simplest way to fetch the data. Now, if you want to do it through anonymous window, so you can do that as well. So you can just open anonymous window. and here you can write the code. So here if you want to fetch SOQL or if you want to fetch the data, so first of all, you need to create a list of that particular object so that you can store the result. And in square brackets, you will be writing that information. Right. So Apex is basically case insensitive. So you can write everything in uppercase, lowercase, whatever case you want. But if you want, your code should be in readable form. So what you can do, like these keywords, you can write in totally capital, and each word you can start with uppercase. Like first letter should be uppercase. And this is our SOQL. The result will be stored in this ACC list. Now you can just write system.debug and ACC list contains, then you can write plus ACC list. Right. So this way, whatever data will be available in this ACC list, it will be showed in the logs. So I'm just clicking on execute. And here I'm selecting debug only. So you can see the results are available. And everything is available in single row. Now, if you want to beautify this, so what you can do, instead of writing it like this, you can use a loop. So I'm just commenting it out. And here I can write a loop on account this way. Right. So ACC list will be iterated and one by one, each account record will go into this ACC variable. And here you can write system.debug. So for example, we want to display name. So you can write acc.name. So all account names will be displayed. And this way you will see the result in separate lines. Right. So whenever you apply SOQL through anonymous window, so the result will be available in list only, and that list you can iterate, and your result will be displayed on the UI with the help of loop. Okay. One more thing that you can do, so you can apply if condition, and here you can check whether ACC list is empty or not. So you can check through size if it is having size greater than 0, and you can just cut and paste it here. Right. So this way it is iterating, and size is also checking. If size is greater than 0, then only this will happen. Okay. Now, one more way you can write it. So before that, let's move to class. We will create a class and we'll be writing this code inside that class so that we can cover each and every aspect. So initially, I explained you query editor. Then we saw how we can write SOQL in this anonymous window. Now let's create a class. So here you can see I have one method defined, right? And this SOQL will be returning data into ACC list, and then this is available. So this is one way to implement the process. Now I am copying it, and here I'm pasting it, demo SOQL1. So instead of querying and storing it here, we can comment it, and I'm just copying this part, removing this condition as well, and pasting it here. Right. So what is happening? We are using SOQL in the first line of the loop. So this is valid if you want to write SOQL in the first line. So it will receive all the data in a list, and that list is actually not having any name, but it will give all the records one by one to this ACC, and through that ACC you can process it. So just save it and open anonymous window, and here you can call this method. So demo apex dot demo SOQL1. So here you can see same result is available, right? So these are two different ways. So here you don't need to apply null check. So here null will be checked automatically. If this SOQL is not able to return data, so null check will be applied automatically, right? Now, next we have like how to use query editor. This I already told you, explained you. SQL with conditions. So how we can apply conditions so that we can see. So for example, here, if you want to apply conditions, so you can write where, and we can pick particular field. So we can have this like phone equals to this, right? And if you want to test this SOQL, so you can just copy and paste it here and just run it. So you can see total 4 records are available where phone is this. And you can add phone field as well. So you can see phone value as well. So all records are having same phone value. So this way you can apply where condition, right? If you want to apply more than one condition, so you can just use and or like this. And here you can write industry equals to. Okay, so I'm going to add that field. So industry equals to agriculture. So I'm just copying it. Right. So if I put it here as well, so you can see no data fetched because there is no record where phone is this and industry is this. So I'm putting or like either phone is this or industry is this. If I click, so I can see 6 records. 4 are coming through phone and 2 are coming through industry. But there is no record which is common having phone and industry same, right? So this way you can apply conditions. So I hope you understood the use of and or as well. Then we already applied like how we can apply null check. Then you can apply count as well. So yeah, I'm going to show it like this. If you count number of records, so integer count equals to. So this way you can write your SOQL, and here you can show the count value. Sorry, system dot. So you can see it is showing 12. So basically it is fetching total 12 records and we have total 12 records here, right? So this way you can apply count. Then we have ordering query results. So ordering means you can apply order by. So it is also very simple. So here we applied order by name. So you can see name are in alphabetical order. And basis on that, whole record will be uh, listed in the table, right? So order by name. Then if you want to apply descending order, so you can just write DESC, click on execute. So it is in reverse order, right? So you can pick any particular field basis on that you can apply order by. Then limit number of records returned. So if I remove everything and I want to limit 5. So here, select ID, name, phone, industry from account, limit 5. Only 5 random records will be queried, right? So this way you can apply limit as well. So sometimes for testing purpose, we need to fetch the data. So at that time, you can apply this. Then we have use variables in query for applying conditions. So this is also possible. So let's see it here. So we are comparing with phone. So let me store it into a field. So string ph equals to this value. Now here what you need to write equals to colon ph and save it. Right? So this way you can apply variable. So if you want to apply variable, you need to apply this colon as well. Right? So if a variable is having particular data, so basis on that, you can just compare. So there is a question in the chat, what is the best size method or is empty? So both are fruitful. Generally, we prefer is empty as well. So both will give you the same results. You can apply any one. So here, instead of applying this size, you can apply is empty as well. So you need to apply not dot is empty. So generally, if list is empty, so it will be true. But we need to run it in reverse case, like if it is not empty. So that's why we are applying not here. So if it is not empty, then this condition will be true and this loop will be iterated, right? Okay, then this SOQL for loop we already saw. Now we have query related records like parent to child and child to parent. So if you see like account is having some related records. So on account, we have related contact, we have related opportunities, cases, and other records. So if you want to query them together, so that is also possible. So sorry. So here, what you need to do, you first I'm going to show you parent to child. Like I will be applying SOQL on account and with account, it will be querying child information like contact information. Okay. So if I want to query account information, so I can write select ID name from account. So this is for account. Like if I run it, so I can see account information. Okay. Now, along with this, I want to query child information. So here, after comma, you need to apply this inner query inside parenthesis. Okay. So here you can write again, select ID, first name from contacts. So here I wrote contacts, not contact, right? So this context is basically child relationship name. So generally, when we have lookup or master detail relationship, so that relationship field is created on the child object, and through child we can just jump to parent. So if I take you here on contact, so under fields and relationship, you will find that lookup field. If you click on it, so here you will find child relationship name. So we just need to understand this help text. So just read it carefully. And this child relationship name is available with all the standard lookup and master detail, as well as on all custom lookup and master detail fields. So this field basically defines a relationship between this object type and a parent object type. So this means it is child, and parent will be like with which it is linked. So right now it is linked with account. So here you can see it is saying the child relationship name is used in SOQL queries on the parent object type to refer to this object type. For example, contact has a lookup field for account. The child relationship name for the lookup field on contact is contacts. Therefore, you would use contacts in account queries to refer to contact records whose account field references a given account. Accepting the default value is safe. If necessary, the name can be changed later, right? So I just use this in the SOQL, and with the help of this, I will be able to fetch the data. So here you can see these IDs are for account, these names are for account, and for this account, we have two contacts. So that contact ID and first name are displayed. Then here we have only one contact, so that is being displayed, right? Now, if I copy this and go to the class, so here also we can apply this SOQL. So here we will be having a loop which will show account name, and then we can apply one more loop. It will be for contact colon and then acc dot contacts. So this way you can process all the related contacts. So when account loop is iterating first time, so this inner loop will be iterating whatever number of contacts will be related to that account. And here you can write system.debug first name, and this first name will be for acc.contacts.first name, right? So this way you can apply the process. So there is a question. I have a requirement to display more than 3,000 GPS coordinates on a map built with LWC, being given that the limit. If limit is 200, then it is not possible to query 3000 records. So I think you need to increase the limit. This is the straightforward answer because you cannot go beyond the limit. Okay, so this way I hope you understood how we can interact with a parent-child SOQL. Now, next is child to parent. So this is also simple. So for example, if you are applying query on contact, right? And through contact, you want to fetch account information. So you can just write account dot and that account field. So this way you will be writing. Okay. And this account, this field name you can get from here. So this will be the field name that you will be fetching, right? If I click on execute, so it will give you the data. So ID is for contact, first name is for contact, and this is the account name, right? Yes, Gibson. So if your SOQL is having limit for querying 200 records, so you won't be able to go beyond that. Another option will be like you need to call that SOQL again and again, but we cannot write SOQL in loop. So this is the limitation. Okay, so I think SOQL part is complete. Now we can move to another part that is DML. So DML is basically data manipulation language, and through DML we will be able to insert, update, delete, and undelete existing records, or like new records as well. You can insert. And if you want to perform insert and update together, so that is known as upsert. We can merge as well, and we need to perform DML in bulk, and we need to handle exceptions, right? So first I'm going to show you how we can do insert operation. So first we will be inserting one record, then I will show you how you can process the ID, and then we'll be seeing like why bulk insertion is required. So this time I'm going to use this anonymous window. So I'm going to create account record. So this is a simple process. And on account, we have name required. So I'm filling this. Right. So this is the simplest way to insert any record. So if I click execute, so it will be executed and your result will be available on the UI. If you refresh the page, so under accounts, here you can see test 1st March 01 is created. Now, if I go here, so what you can do, so for example, if you want to create one more record, or you just want to see the ID of this newly created record. So once this insert ACC is processed, so this ACC will be having ID as well. So you can write system.debug and you can write ACC ID and then plus ACC.ID. So this way account ID will be displayed on the UI, right? Before that, I'm going to create one more record. So it will be 2, it will be 3. And always remember whatever data you are creating from here, it will be created in the org actually. And if I run this whole process, so this time I'm going to open the log so that I can show you Like if you use two insert statements, so what will happen? So logs are being opened, and if we scroll down, so here you can see we have number of DML statement 1 out of 150 and 1 out of 150. Then we have 2 out of 150, 2 out of 150. Right? So we are at the bottom, and here you can see how many DML statement executed? Two, right? And the limit is 150. So for example, if you want to insert 150 records, so if you write insert statement 150 times, so it will be not feasible. So you can say like, can we do it through loop? So if you apply a loop and if loop is iterating more than 150 times, then again it will break. So this is a best practice. Never write DML statement inside loop. Now you might be thinking, what will be the solution for this? Right? So these two records are already inserted. If we go here and check, these are available here. Now I'm going to show you how we can reduce number of DML. So solution will be to create a list. And instead of inserting, just add it into the list. And then you can apply insert ACC list. So you will be inserting list once and all the data will be available into this list. So this way number of DML will be 1. So now I'm going to create 4 and 5. Clicking on execute. Again, logs will be opened. And if I go down, so here you can see number of DML statement as 1 out of 150. So this is important to understand as part of best practice. Right now, if you want to insert more than 150 records, so that is also possible. So what you can do, just implement a loop. And you can just cut and paste it here. Right, so your account will be created and it will be added into this list. And if you want to make these with unique names, you can just put I here. So all the records will be having like test 1, March 1, then March 2, 3, 4, up to 200. All the records will be available in this list. And now if you run this code, so if you run this code, so 200 records will be inserted without any error and number of DML will be 1. So that's why it is suggested to have one DML statement or like less number of DML statement as you can. Right, so we just fetched ID, then we inserted records in bulk, governor limit we checked. Then we can insert related records as well. So what you can do, so we are inserting accounts. Now what we can do, apply for loop, count ACC and then account list. Then here you can create one more list that is for contact. Then contact.con equals to new contact. Then con dot first name equals to test. Con dot last name equals to. So here you can put like acc dot name plus test. So you can just do whatever way you want. And on.account ID because we need to link this contact with account. So here you can write acc.id. So we are iterating on this ACC list that we created above. So this list will be having ID of each newly created record. Right. So now I can write con list dot add and then con. And you can write insert con list. So this way, this part will be inserting accounts and this part will be inserting contact. And whole code you need to run together so that account and contact will be created together. So 200 accounts will be created and each account will be having one related contact with this. Okay, so there is one question in which case I have to use insert vs database dot. Okay, insert versus database dot insert. So right now we are using this insert DML statement. So we have one more feature that is known as database dot insert, right? So it is basically a function which is defined in this class. So the difference is if there is some issue with any of the record in this process, which is written above, so whole process will be terminated. Like you are trying to insert 200 record, but by any chance out of 200, one record failed. So all 200 records won't be inserted. Whole process will be rolled back. But in case of database.insert, you can perform partial insert as well. So the records which are uh, like which can be inserted successfully, they will be passed, and the records which cannot be inserted successfully, only those will be failed. So this is the basic difference. So for partial success failure, we use database.insert. If this is not needed, then we can go with directly insert. Now, next we have update. So it is very simple. In this case, we just need to query and then we can apply update. So this was about insert. Now I'm going to show you update. So we need to query records where, let's say, created date equals to system dot today. So you can break down this like this. So all the records will be queried, those were created today. And now you can apply a loop for, and you can apply null check as well that I already explained. And here you can write acc.phone. So for example, we are putting this data and after the loop, we can write update acc list. So this way records will be updated. So let me show you records created today. So we have a list view, new this week. So we have total 6 records, right? And phone is blank for all. Now I'm going to run this, showing error. ID, name, phone from account where created date equals to. Okay, let me just check now. Yes, it got executed. If we go here, do a refresh, and this time, okay, it is not working. It is not querying any row. I think created date is not working properly. So let me put another condition. I think this we can put into a variable created date. And here I can write dt. Let's see what happens now. No. So I'm just changing it to phone equals to null. Let's see what happens. Yes, now it is working. Here you can see all phone is having values. So created date, like we need to check it is syntactically, I guess, incorrect. That's why dates are not matching. I think created date is actually having date time and system dot today is giving only uh, date. So that's why it is not matching. Okay. So this way you can just query and you can update the information. Then we have upsert, like how we can do both together. So it is very easy. So let's say I want to insert two records. So I'm just cutting and pasting it above, removing it. So this is my list, which is querying some data and updating it. And I'm removing it, then inserting in the same list that I created above. So update information and insert information will be available in this. So here, instead of insert, I can write upsert. Right now, if I run this, so two account will be created and all those which will be queried through this, they will be updated. Right. So this you can test yourself. It will work. So if I remove this, so everything will be executed successful. So here you will see two more are created, right? And wherever phone is null, they are already updated. And if we go here, so one related contact is also created. So if I open the account and if I go to related list, so there I will see. So you can see a contact is available here. Okay, here we need to write con dot first name. That's why it is giving error. Now it is resolved. Okay, so just correct it. Here we are iterating through this, and information will go to con, and then you just need to write con dot first name. Okay, so next we have delete. So it is very simple. You just need to apply SOQL to query the data, and you can just delete. So here I'm writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So wherever phone is this, so instead of updating, we can just apply delete ACC list. So your whole list containing that data set will be deleted, and all the deleted records will go to recycle bins. So I'm just clicking on selected, execute highlighted, and if I go here, so on accounts, you will find limited data. So all accounts. So you have only 7 records, right? Wherever phone is having that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are deleted. Now, how to check it? So you just need to search for recycle bin, and under recycle bin, you will find those records. Here they are, right? So wherever you see a type is account, so they are deleted right now. Deleted date and time is also available, right? So now if you want to undelete, so we have already deleted the record. Now we need to undelete. So if you want to undelete, so you need all rows in SOQL. So let's see how we can do that. So we know like through this SOQL, we queried the data and we deleted. Now for undelete, same query you need to write, but you need to write all rows as well. So what does this mean? All rows means whenever you will be running this SOQL, so data will be searched in that particular object as well as in the recycle bin. So all rows means data will be searched in recycle bin as well. And if that is available here, so you can write undelete. Then you can select and execute highlighted. So if I go here and refresh, so you won't see account related information. Only lead information is available. And if I go to accounts, so here I can see the data again, right? Okay, so this way, like I just tried to explain basics of SOQL and DML and did some hands-on as well. So you can just try these as per your availability. And like there are certain trailheads available, so you can go through with them as well. And on this YouTube channel, you will find lots of content related to Apex programming. So if you want to strengthen your skill, you can visit. Over to you, Shelly.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Sanjay, for conducting this wonderful webinar. Please do follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest update. Goodbye for now. Thank you.